What's going on, beautiful people? It is the CFG, and welcome to the Confident Fat Guy podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I want to thank my sponsors, Rise Elite Coaching and Aaron 5 News. Rise Elite Coaching provides fitness, nutrition, and life coaching for busy professionals using the RISE method: routine, identity, strength, execution to create substantial results. Kai Urban, CEO and founder, is a certified personal trainer and a certified life coach. For all inquiries, you can contact Kai at Rise Elite Coaching at Outlook.com. And Aaron 5 News. Go check out Aaron 5 News on Facebook. Aaron 5 News is becoming Indiana's leading social media news outlet. What Aaron 5 News offers is free. Yes, free business, advertising, and monthly shout out. Aaron 5 News is also in the need of volunteers for weather spotting, sports, sports, and school news. For all your inquiries, friend request Aaron Glunt on Facebook. And thank you again for Rise Elite Coaching and Aaron 5 News for sponsoring the Confident Fat Guy podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about my struggles with alcoholism and how I overcame it. I started drinking when I was very young, like 16 or 17. And I know there's probably people out there that has started way younger than that. But it became one of those things where I enjoyed being drunk and I enjoyed out drinking my friends. And it got to the point where I was closing down bars. I was going to strip clubs and I would spend more on alcohol than I would the dancers. It got really bad. I almost committed suicide being intoxicated. I was in my early 20s and all I wanted to do was have fun. And that is one of the reasons why I don't have a very good relationship with my daughter. And it kills me. It really does. And my heaviest drinking started probably after I got a divorce. And that's when I almost committed suicide from being intoxicated. But it goes deeper than that because I would go with friends to, I mean, they don't have it anymore here, but there used to be penny beer nights or penny pitcher nights. And we would I would take down by myself 2 or 3 pitchers. That's not including all the shots I was doing. And then, when I was a firefighter, there was a big convention in Indy called FDIC. And before FDIC started, we'd go bar hopping. And then IFD has their own bar, and we drank there. And then this after party, drinks were stupid cheap. I remember taking $200 with me, and the only money I spent that wasn't alcohol is when I walked my drunk ass a block in Indianapolis at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning to get a can of chew, and coming back, and I left with nothing. So 200, take away $10. That was spent on alcohol. I was never that person that needed to drink. It was all that I wanted to drink. I didn't have to have a drink when I woke up in the morning. I didn't need to drink to go to bed. It was just I wanted to drink. And it started off with the 30 pack of Keystone Light. Back then it was super cheap and it got you drunk quick. And then it was bottles of Mad Dog 2020. Again, back then it was super cheap and it did the job. And then it was Jägermeister, and I never really got into whiskey or really never got into tequila, but then I started mixing hard alcohol and beer, and I would just chug it. I remember one night I did 12 Irish car bongs in a row on St. Patrick's Day. At that time, I didn't have my son full time yet. I had him Wednesday through Sunday. So Monday through Wednesday, if I wasn't at the fire station, I'd be getting drunk. Or I had my daughter every other weekend, if that, because she moved to Ohio. So I was just getting drunk. And we all know the aftermath of drinking obsessively is the aftermath, the face in the toilet for hours, the gross feeling. I told myself every time that I was going to stop drinking, I was going to stop drinking. Yeah, right. I never did. I just enjoyed being drunk. It was fun. It was a few months before I got custody of my son full time that I really slowed down on the hard alcohol, but I would continuously drink a large amounts of beer. Beer was my thing. I loved beer. The night that I actually really realized that I had a problem is I went to my buddy's house for a cookout, and obviously there was alcohol, and I'm the only one that got plastered, and he had to take care of my son because I was too messed up. And when I woke up the next morning, I didn't remember what happened that night. I didn't remember putting my son to bed, which I didn't. And I came to find out that my buddy took care of my son. He made sure that my son was safe. And at that time, my son was probably maybe 4 or 5. That's when I knew I had the problem. Then, really, I stopped drinking cold turkey. Well, kind of. I would go maybe every other weekend and drink. I would very rarely get drunk. And then there was that time where I just had my son nonstop, and his mother finally just said, "Hey, if you want him, you can have him. Come get his stuff." And that's when I officially stopped drinking. Now, I've had my son going on 11 years full time, and I've probably only had 6 beers, maybe 7 in the last 11 years. I don't have the urge anymore. I don't. I can go in the liquor aisle at the store, and yeah, there's some times where I want to grab a case of beer or a 6 pack, and it's just not worth it. And I really contribute my son to saving my life. If I wouldn't have got him full time, I would probably be a wreck right now. I would probably be a full blown alcoholic. But on the blessed side, I guess, is the people I used to drink with are either A, sober now, B, unfortunately, they're full blown alcoholics, or C, they've passed on. And that's the crappy part is there's so many people that have passed away due to alcoholism. And if you're in need for help, there are so many opportunities for help. The bottle does not have to determine your life. It was easy for me to put the bottle down. Unfortunately, it's not that easy for other people. And we need to stand up and we need to help these people. We have got to stop letting people die because of alcohol. And I wish that people that were growing up, yeah, we all know when you're younger, oh, it's cool to drink and blah, 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 blah. But honestly, it's really not. Do it wisely. Do it, once in a while. Don't do it all the time. Like drink in moderation. don't drink until you black out or, get behind the wheel. I mean, I've made that mistake. I've driven home drunk 3 times. I should have been killed or I should have killed somebody else, but I didn't, and I've never drove drunk again. Drunk driving remains America's deadliest crime on wheels, killing 12,429 people in 2023 alone. Every day, about 37 people die in alcohol related crashes, and about 921 are injured. Additionally, about 3 in 10 Americans will be involved in an accidental related crash at some point in their life. Please don't be a statistic. Get an Uber, call a friend. Do not get behind the wheel drunk. And please watch out for other people as well. Listen, I know you're young and I think you feel invincible. Invincible. I can't say it, but you're not. And I thought the same way. And I'm not either. Don't let the bottle overtake your life because I almost let it and it was partly there. If you're struggling with alcoholism, do not be afraid to stand up and ask for help. You can't do it alone. You need help. Please go get it. And for those that were able to kick alcohol cold turkey on their own, I commend you because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You have my respect. I want to thank you for joining me on another episode of the Confident Fat Guy podcast. If you're struggling with alcohol or drugs, please get help. I don't want you to be another statistic. Remember, love yourself, love each other, conquer your dreams, and crush your goals. Thank you again to Rise Elite Coaching and Aaron 5 News for sponsoring the podcast. And if you'd like to get a hold of me, you can email me at confidentfatguy@yahoo.com. I'll catch you guys at the next one.